Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to another episode of the Daily D. And today's topic is going to be the word freedom. So freedom is something that's really near and dear to my heart because my companies, the few companies that I own, have a lot to do with the word freedom. Now, I believe freedom is doing what you want, where you want, with who you want. And I think that that can be taken in stages, meaning I think that you could have freedom financially, and that would allow you to do a lot of cool things, right? Like doing what you want, where you want, with who you want, really. But to be very humble about this, all of us enjoy freedom. You see, we're born into the greatest, if not born, we live in the greatest country on planet Earth. And many people who live in this country, which is the United States of America, are, I'll really be honest, are entitled. And they don't understand the freedoms that we are afforded by being citizens, by being residents, whatever that term is for you. It is one of the most challenging things today to see so many people in our country not appreciating the work, the foundation, the blood, sweat, and tears that people have put in for generations prior to us to be able to have the freedoms that we have today. In many countries, you cannot do the things that we do today, like Facebook, for an example, posting your opinion. This right here, what I'm doing, is challenged in most countries because the government controls what they do. The government controls what they see. The government controls their income. The government takes half of their money. You see, there's variations of what we have today in our democracy, but what I like to believe today is that we are blessed in so many ways, and it's a very troubling scenario for me because, I believe you can do what you want, where you want, with who you want, even if you don't have any money. Isn't that freedom? You can believe whatever religion that you want, or none at all. You can speak your opinion whenever you want. Even though it may be judged, that doesn't mean you can't do it. You won't go to jail, right? You can actually, if you think about it, think about the freedoms that we have today in a capitalistic founded country that is a democracy. Here's what you know. Today, you and I can have breakfast at any table, anywhere, in any place. It could be our own table or it could be a restaurant. You could cook ham and eggs or bacon and eggs or potato and eggs or eggs, and think about how much those eggs cost you. Let's just say an egg, right? What does an egg cost? How much is a dozen of eggs today? How much is a gallon of milk? Now, we may say they're expensive, right? Gallons of milk are getting up in price. Eggs are expensive. We may say that, but think about it. What's the cost to you in a free country? Even if it's $3, $4, $5. You didn't have to go get the eggs from the chicken. You didn't have to walk to the farm. You didn't have to walk back home. You didn't have to go and pick the potatoes. You didn't have to slaughter the animal. You didn't have to find the animal because the animal probably wasn't raised here. The egg wasn't from here either. The cow that farmed your milk isn't even here. Imagine all the things that had to happen. The commuting, the time, the transportation, the production, all of that so you can have a meal on your table probably for less than $2. In a free country, many people take for granted that even being able to go to McDonald's down the street and getting a biscuit is something that most countries can't do. And everyone in our country, regardless of your income status, can go buy a biscuit at McDonald's. Isn't that freedom? So here's the moral of the story. If you were born into a country with limitless potential, there's no limit to what you can do. If you were brought into a country, given an opportunity, and said, you can make whatever it is you want of life, regardless if it's great or it's poor. That's your decision, by the way. That's not anybody else's. That's what the beauty of freedom is. You have the choice. Anybody who would say, David, but it's all against me. David, the world's against me. David, I was born poor. David, I was born into whatever. I'm here to tell you, you've been given unlimitless potential. There's no limit to the things that you can produce, can learn, can gain. Nobody's telling you. In most countries, you have to join the military as part of being part of that country. You don't have to do that here. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. That's your choice. And by the way, I have to respect it. I don't have to say, oh my gosh, I may not be agreeing with you, but that doesn't mean that I can't respect what you do. If you choose not to do anything with your life, that is your decision. But what is my decision, really, and this is a kind of somewhat, I'll get a little political here, is I shouldn't have to support somebody who decides to do nothing, because we're born free. We're such blessed individuals. And you know what? I know that maybe there may be people from all over the world watching this video, and here I would tell you, nobody, I mean, honestly, no matter where you live, I understand that. Maybe you love where you live and you love your country and you love where you grew up, all those things. I'm not hating on that. But there's a reason it's called the American dream. And there's a reason why immigrants today in millionaires, in the number of millionaires in the world, most of them are immigrants today. If there's millionaires that are born here in this country, typically either they're the first generation millionaire or they inherited it. But for the most part, immigrants are taking over our country. Why? Because they come from another country that didn't allow the freedom that we have here today. I wanted to give you this thought because when we look at everything that we do on a daily basis, we need to give thanks. We need to give thanks to the one above us. That's the honest truth. I don't care if you believe it or not. And you need to give thanks to your parents because you're blessed. Think about freedom today because you got it already. Just how are you going to use it? I believe in you. I wish you nothing but health, success, wealth, but most importantly, freedom. Thanks, guys.